Hello, everybody. Hi. Stream has been canceled? Nah, never. Stream's never canceled. Unless I say it's canceled, then it's really canceled. But I'm here. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. I'm a little tired today. So my fix for that is an energy drink. If I don't win all my winnings back, it will be... So I got some bad news for you, Mr. Blazing Man. I'll give you the bad news in just a second here. Let me go live. Go live. Instagram. We coming? All right, we're live on everything. Okay. Gamble has been dismembered. Yeah. So, some of you may not know this, but a while ago I started on the path of getting off of Stream Elements because Stream Elements is just a really buggy, terrible service. And I'm so close to being able to just get completely off of it, and those commands were some of the last things that were holding me there. So they have been disabled. I will try to bring something like it back in the future, but I have to work on figuring out how to do that right now. I'm trying to kind of recoup everything and rebuild everything in StreamerBot instead of using Stream Elements because I'm tired of using that service. So yes, for now, gambling on Twitch is no longer existing. But it'll be back in some sense eventually. Plant de papa. Why do your redeems never work? I heard it. You didn't hear it? They come across really quiet, and I'm not super sure why. They're there, though. Let me see. Let's see. Redeem. You cannot cheer in your own chat. Shut up, Twitch. Yeah, see? They're working. I really need to add more to that guy. They work. I think they're just quiet. Some of them are just really quiet for some reason. I really need to spend time on I need like a month off. I need like a month off of work is what I need. So I can just get all this crap finished. My empire will never erode. We will rise again. It'll be back. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. All right, so we're back working on the Manta today. This has been a slow week for me. I have not done much of anything this week aside from like just kind of modeling and working on stuff in the background. So I haven't really done much content this week. I think this is the first week in almost a year that I haven't uploaded a YouTube video. So that's been a weird feeling. Yeah, no, I don't know. Just taking it slow this week. Usually after I finish a massive project like that, I'm like fried. And so the last thing I want to do is like more project. So I'm just trying to like ease into this slowly. But today we're going to work on this. I'm going to add like a little panel in here. I'm thinking this is where the little rocket pods are going to be. Because I've kind of, excuse me, I've changed my mind a little bit. I think I want to do some sort of like machine gun thingy doohickey that drops down from the bottom. But I want little rockets hidden up here in the wings. So I think we're going to do some sort of panel up here like that. Stigma, how are you doing? And Mr. Blazing Man, how are you doing? It's good to see you all. All right, so the first thing I need to do is just kind of like lay out my panel and what I want here. So let's get to cutting. First things first, I'm going to just... Yeah, I want this to be somewhat offset from everything. Let's see. I'm going to totally create a triangle here, and I'm not going to care about it. Okay. So that gives me that nice kind of flow there. Yeah, actually, I really like that. So let's do this. This is generally how I'll do my paneling, so. Deviant, so the year is 1994. You just bought an SGI and ready to install your Wavefront My Happy Modeling. Wavefront. Man. I didn't even use Maya back in those days, unfortunately. Probably fortunately, so I'm not like, I don't have to look back at it. I used 2014 Maya, and that was pretty bad. But Deviant, so how are you? All right. Thinking long and hard about this one. How I want to do this. I think what I'll do is I'll extract it first. Or I'll duplicate it first, anyway. Let's just pop you off. Nice little panel to go up here. Alright, and then we're going to take that same selection. Oh, and I remember, I wanted to try something with Epidemic Sound. I might cancel Epidemic Sound. I might, like, do something different now. I haven't really decided yet. I found another one that I like the music choice better. Let's see. Mocha. Alright, screw it. Let's see here. Now trending. All in. The music is just not really good on this service, is it? What if I searched metal? Do
it!
Just do it.
Just do it!
Just do it. All right.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Hey, there is, all right, thrash metal. I don't want that. All right, we're going to try this. What's up? How are you doing, Michael Stryker? Wait, I got 11,000 points again. What? So, the reason you probably have your points back is because in my conquest to get away from stream elements, I ended up having to kill off a lot of the chat commands. So they are going to be disabled for a little while, and that unfortunately includes gambling. Those will all be disabled for a while until I can build a new replacement in StreamerBot, because I'm trying to get off of stream elements. I'm tired of them having access to my stuff and their crappy products. So don't worry, it'll be back. Are you going to learn ZBrush? Yeah, I'm actually actively working on ZBrush outside of stream. I shouldn't say actively because, like, I haven't touched it in a little bit. But, yes, I am learning ZBrush. Alright, so how deep can I get this to go? I can go pretty far. I don't want this to go that far because, like, I want to kind of concave it a little bit. So we're going to just give this a little bit of depth there. Okay. And let's build this panel. Let's just do this. Reverse, and as always, guys, if you have questions, concerns, comments, let me know. I'm here. I'm here. It's funny because Stream Elements is now canceled to Twitch itself, which I hate. Oh, connected to Twitch itself? Yeah, see, it's not... I don't like Stream Elements at all. I haven't liked it for a long time. It's been like the least functional thing I've ever used. And so I'm finally getting away from it permanently, so... You'll be fine, Michael Stryker. You will survive, I promise. Alright, so we're gonna just... plop that in there. Alright, cool. So can't tell that that's there, but we are gonna give a bevel to it now. Because that's what we need. Just a little one. Little itty bitty bevel. Cool. Just enough to give us that kind of like that nice look right there. Cool. I like it. I should probably save this as revision 6. I'm already ahead of you, man. But thank you for reminding me. What's up, Sharky? How you doing, buddy? Alright. Alright, this music's not bad. So, obviously need some support on this thing, but we'll get through that. Trying to think if I want to... So let's do this. Alright, hold on. I haven't set up a PureRef yet for this. So I'm going to do that now. I need to add my reference image. Where to put it? I think it's in here. Oh wait. Shoot, where did I put that? Crap. I remember I had it. Where did I put that? I thought it was in my base folder. Is it in my content folder? No. Ah, shoot. Oh, you know what? I know how to find it. Hold on. Where are you located? Nope, that's not what I want. Jesus. All right. Oh, I moved it. I was smart and put it where it's supposed to be. Okay. All right, so let's go down here. Personal art folder, projects, Manta drone, images. Nope. Source images, sketch. All right, there's my main reference. Okay, so I've got that still. Whoopsie. Let's look up real quick here. I want to look up just a couple of different drones just to get some like ideas on like panel lines and stuff. That's a very... Okay, that's probably okay. Copy image. Paste. Can't really see. No, you can kind of see it. Okay, so that's cool. What is that? Hold on a second. Where'd it go? Roy, thank you for the 29 months. Holy shit, dude. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, buddy. How you doing? Ashu, hi. How are you? Let's see. Feeling somewhat better finally. I don't feel like I got rammed. Oh, that's good. Finally onto UV wrapping my helmet. Nice. Very cool. Which I used. Auto unwrap. Do the big search. You should probably start learning how to manually unwrap. That's going to be really important in the future for most of your models. So start learning the process of like actually going through and finding your seams and cutting things. That's going to be really important. Let's do like future drone. Future drone. All right, future drone. Honestly, I am going to save that because I do like the design on that camera. It's taking a little longer to do that than it normally does. Okay. Didn't mean for this to be a reference gathering stream, but it's going to be a little bit of one. Future combat drone. Let's do that. Okay, here we go. Why do these always look so stupid? That one's kind of neat, but like, I don't know. Ooh. I'm saving that for texture reference. I like that a lot, actually. Okay. Anything else that's like decently neat? Or am I just going to have to be really creative on this one? I think I might have to be. This Boeing one's pretty cool. Paste. Alright, well, I guess that's as far as I'm getting with reference. Can you suggest me some model for my portfolio? It depends on what you do. What sort of work do you normally work on? Let's see. I do know how to amend and unwrap. I just can't be bothered, honestly. I mean, that's fair. It's just been a long time working on this. I want to get it done. I get that. I get that feeling. Try ion propulsion drone. He just kind of looks like one. Let's see. That's interesting. Is that a real thing? That is a real thing. That's cool. Not really what we're going for look-wise, but it's interesting. Want to enter into the gaming field? No. Okay, so like what kind of like models do you like doing? Is what I'm asking. Like, do you do hard surface? Do you do character? Like, what are your options? Okay. Try sci-fi or futuristic. All right, we'll do this last one, then I'm gonna work. Oh, okay, something like that. Interesting. There's options for sure. I'll leave that up and leave that in mind. All right, cool. So I'm thinking what I want to do is I want to have like a panel line or like an actual like line going through the entire thing. So we're gonna go ahead and start modeling that in now. In fact, let's go Shift I. Anything new wise is getting added anyway, so let's go boom. I feel like I've been modeling for the past couple of days because I have been. I've actually, so like in the last 3 days, I've done almost 30 hours worth of modeling on a project that you guys can't see yet. That makes me so sad because it was supposed to be a quick project. Hard surfaces. Are you in the gaming development? No, I don't do gaming stuff. Sometimes I do like lower poly stuff, but I tend to do high poly stuff. So if you're doing hard surface stuff, especially for gaming, like look at things like, especially if you're going in as like a junior, right? Look at doing things like environment props, weapon props, things like that. If you want to go like crazy with it, do some vehicles or something, like find a cool vehicle concept you want to work with. Those are always like really good, solid choices to have in your portfolio. Love the content, man. Thank you so much, Omar. I appreciate it. Yeah, Michael, it's been... I keep telling myself I need to take a break, but like... I just can't bring myself to do it. Can't bring myself to do it. I will probably burn out at some point, if we're being totally honest. All right, so this is this is actually a really important tip. So like when you're working with panels, the last thing you want to do is interrupt your actual shape. So this is why I'm like dragging this panel line out a little bit more. I don't want to interrupt this and I don't want to move this, but I want this to flow right. So we're going to use edge slide. I'm going to straighten these. Okay. Beautiful. And so now I need to decide what I want to do with this. So I know for a fact that I need to support this bottom. And I'm going to cut right about there. I don't want this too deep. And then now we got to work on this. So I'm modeling a GT650. Nice. I mean, that sounds pretty good. That's a good solid choice. Yeah, usually stuff like that is pretty good for your portfolio. Like, you know, shows that you can handle projects with complexity as well as like things like automotive, like body types, which are actually notoriously difficult. I hate doing cars, which is why I don't do very many cars. What is this? I don't know what that is. Okay. I'm stuck at the engine. What are you stuck on with the engine? Do you have like a specific component that you're working on with it, or is there like a shape that's just not working out? Okay. Engines can be kind of difficult because they can be like super complicated. I'm not looking forward to the engine that I have to model for my course that I'm working on for you guys, but it must be done. I think multi-cut tool is very useful for modeling. Yes, it is. It's one of my favorite tools. Absolutely. That must be fun. Yeah, probably. Can you give me some tips? So what are you stuck on, Ashu? Like, what portion of it are you stuck on? It's kind of hard to give tips when I can't see what you're working on. If you want to share it, you can join our Discord and then pop it in the work in progress, and I can take a look at it while I'm streaming. That's totally up to you, though. All right, cool. We're gonna cut this to support that edge. Of course, this one doesn't want to work. Yeah, I used to exclusively use insert edge loop and ignored this tool completely. But I changed that last year. And it's a much better tool. Okay. Alright, so that's hopefully enough to keep that channel supported. It is. So we got that nice line running through it now. And we gotta work on supporting the rest of this. Combining different shapes is giving me a hard time. So that's always a tough one. Give you an example here. I can show you guys this. So when you're talking about combining different shapes, you have to make sure you're actually like paying attention to your edge flow and your topology. So if we look at this guy, so this is all one piece, right? So you have to kind of pre-plan, especially with an engine. This is kind of close to an engine just because, like, you know, it's got similar topology to it. You have to kind of build pieces and then kind of plan as you're building them on how you're going to connect them. So with this one, for instance, I started here. I'm sorry. I started here and then worked my way through and then added all this like ancillary detail. So always focus on building out your main shapes first, like your big chunky block pieces. And then from there, you can start kind of building it out and breaking in and then start adding in your stuff. You just want to make sure that you're planning for things. So like these pistons, for instance, they look like they're super smooth, but they're really not. They're actually only 8 sides. The entire model was just subdivided. So these are super low polygons, so I could make sure that I could work them back into the model at some point because I knew that like I'd have enough polygons to work with here, but I had to be able to merge both of these in. So these are really, it's kind of a really important process with modeling, especially in hard surface, is you need to kind of think about like what it is you have to do and then plan for it. So if you know that you have to build an engine with heat dispersion fins, which are, you know, the little fins on the side of the engine on motorcycles. They're basically like a heat sink. You want to build that engine, block out your main portion, and then as you're blocking out your main portion, make sure you're thinking about the topology that it's going to take to extrude and add those fins in, and then you'll start working that stuff in. If you want some more in-depth stuff, I do recommend you join the Discord. It's a really good place to get some like good feedback and like on how to do things. It's really hard to like kind of explain without seeing stuff. that is a process. So you're talking about that's a little bit more difficult to deal with. What type of modeling do you like? It could be in the style you're going for. I tend to generally go with like realism. So I don't know. It's just something about like focusing on like making realistic things. Like that's what I tend to focus on. Because it'll be the same thing with this thing. Like this will be rendered to look real when it's done. Obviously, it does not look real at all right now, but when it's done. So I tend to focus on like making sure things look functional and realistic. I don't do much stylized stuff. I'm working on something stylized right now, so that's coming soon. But yeah. Good morning, Sid Hart. How are you? Ashu, there is a link in my bio on Instagram, and there's a Discord invite link in there. And then if you want to, just post your stuff in the work in progress section. Okay. This song is droning. It's 7 minutes of the same guitar beat over and over again. Okay. So that's cool. Let's see how that looks. I also want to turn on my ambient occlusion. There we go. Gives me just a little bit better of an idea of what I'm working with. Okay. And so ideally, I'm thinking this will kind of lift up and then like pull back. I'm trying to think of the mechanism to do this. But thinking that way now, I'm going to divide this. Okay. Okay. Mesh tools. Let's extract it. I hate it when it goes green like that. So let's do this. Hold on. I'm going to seal this up real quick. So here's another issue, right? It's like I just extracted this, but there's nothing on the bottom to like actually support it. So I need to add, an extra loop in the bottom here. How do you texture models? I do everything in Substance Painter. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. Let me know when you post it if you want me to take a look at it. Yeah, so everything texturing that I do is usually in Substance. I'm thinking about potentially playing with Mari or Mary or whatever it's called in the future, but I don't have the inspiration to learn a new piece of software right now. Especially one of that complexity. All right, so this is going to be... All right, so I need to support this somehow. It's actually not what I wanted. Because technically... You know what? I'm doing this wrong. Hold on. I'm being stupid about this. Okay. All right, so we're going to bevel. Did that not work? It didn't. It didn't because it's not closed. Oh, come on. I wonder... Oh, you know what? It might be. Hold on. It might be because that's there. Yeah, that was why. No chamfer. Oof. I'm gonna do like 0.020. Let's go a little bit higher than that. Let's go like 60. Yeah, that's better. All right. Should be pretty close to. All right. I want it to be equal to that as much as possible. No. Damn it. There we go. That's better. All right. There we go. Nope. Let's see. How do you not get burned out by modeling, bro? How long did it take you to get good topology? So I'm feeling a little bit of burnout right now. Just because I've been going constantly. But for me, it's just like it's something I love doing, so it's just something I enjoy doing, so it's almost meditative at that point. So I don't burn out as easily on it. I'm definitely getting to a point now where I'm like, I'm gonna slow down on the models a little bit and maybe focus on some animation stuff. But that'll come eventually. And then as far as like getting good topology, that just comes with practice. Like it's just a lot of practice. If you guys are interested in learning topology, I've got a bunch of videos on my YouTube now on like different ways to kind of get correct topology on certain models. And then hopefully at some point I'll expand on that series as well. Which if you don't know, I have a YouTube. It's here. How do you stay consistent and disciplined on your projects? I'm just insane. No, I had to build up to it. It took me, it literally, like, I can actually probably say it took me about a year to get as disciplined as I am. Because the reality is like when I started like doing this on, the internet, I was as disciplined as like a piece of chewing gum. Like it was just not good. So like it took me time, and it takes a long time to like build up that ability to just go and go and go. Like I was saying earlier in stream, I didn't even realize, but I've been modeling for like 30 hours this week. And so it just kind of comes down to like eventually you just start building up to it, but it's not necessarily something you can force. Which a lot of people always ask, like, how do I fix my discipline? It's like, you just got to work. I wish there was like an easy answer, like a secret, like switch you could flick or something, but like it does just come down to like seriously hitting the grindstone. But one of the ways that I do kind of keep myself like super consistent is I track all my time with a cell phone app. I use this thing called Goated, which I didn't start before stream. Oh God. And so far, since I've been tracking, which I've been tracking since last year, I've done 520 hours. So for me, it's like a little game. I'm kind of able to track how much I've done. So, kind of fun. You gotta find ways to make it kind of interesting. That, and you gotta be passionate about it. Like, if you're not enjoying what you're doing, you're not gonna love it. Lurking while I chase it. Oh, Roy, sorry, I just saw your message. I think that's the big thing. A lot of people, like, they try to force things, and they wonder why they can't, like, stick with them. You can't force stuff. If it's not working, figure out why it's not working, and then move on. That sucks. All right, cool. Well, let's see. Oh, what would be necessary things in a portfolio like, for like a VFX and animation company? So with that stuff, you want to show that you're comfortable with high polygon workflows, especially if you're doing modeling. Make sure you can show that you can do some basic lighting, some texturing. Texturing is becoming really important now because the jobs are kind of getting merged. So that's something that I always recommend. And then just having projects that show a wide range of like skill level. So like, I always recommend having like props and vehicles if you can do vehicles, just stuff that shows what your skill level is as an artist, and that way you can kind of just like broad spectrum, like show what you've got. No replacement for hours put in. I miss sleep. That's very true. I'm glad that you're kind of like me, because like sometimes I wonder if I'm insane. It's a very interesting point. Your perspective on things makes sense to me now. Hey, I'm glad. Yeah, it's it's just one of those. I've been trying to do a lot of things for a long time, and so I feel like I'm pretty qualified to answer on how to stay like motivated and disciplined, and like it usually just comes down to like sticking to it and working at it. What's up, Tamuzu? How you doing, man? That lined up really clean. Super clean. Why does it look like crap over here, though? Where's the edge loop? I know I dragged an edge loop through that. Where did it stop? Oh. Guess I didn't. There we go. That's better. All right. I'll save scene. Oh, nope. Fuck it. Nope. Save. That's not what I wanted. I want this. I think that's what I wanted. Yeah. Let's see. How do you know when to place a pole on a model for edge flow? It just depends. Like, it depends on the use case, right? So, like, for instance, there would be no reason for me to place a pole anywhere on here. But if I've got a bunch of converging points that I'm trying to just get taken care of, I'll use a pole. I really honestly try to avoid them as much as possible. I occasionally have them in my models, but I don't put a lot of them in there. I actually will use triangles more than poles, because triangles subdivide just like anything else. They're a little bit easier to work with than having poles, because poles can, like, I have had more issues with poles than I have ever with triangles or n-gons. So I just like to kind of be careful about where I'm placing things. I honestly don't use poles all that much. Why do we sub D? So subdividing is important because of like the film industry sort of thing. You don't see a lot of sub D in gaming. Maybe you will in the future, but right now you don't. The reason we subdivide is because we need to get as clean of a looking surface as possible for close-up shots. So if you have, for instance, this. Let me unsubdivide. So from far away, you can't tell that that's smooth to unsmooth. Like, you really have no idea. But then you get close to it and you're like, oh, okay, this is smooth. But if I unsmooth it, you see there's no difference from far away. But if you get up close, you're like, oh, okay, well, that looks like crap. So the reason we subdivide is so we can get closer to the models. And that's also helped with the texel density of your UVs as well as your texture quality. So subdivision is really just a way to make sure that the objects look the shape they're supposed to when we're super close to them. Captain Stutter, hey, how's it going? Manta's going well. Which software do you use for texturing, Mari or Substance? I use Substance. I might learn Mari at some point in the future, but I wouldn't hold my breath on it yet. LODs for the win. Yes. Yeah, I mean that's the basic concept of it, right? Like you have it in games now because of tessellation, your levels of detail. So the closer you get to an object, in some game engines, right? The closer you get to an object, the more subdivision can occur. So the more tessellation can occur. That's where you get your levels of detail. That's why we have like LOD 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. That's the same concept. You want to be able to look at something up close and not tell that it looks like a potato, right? It needs to look smooth and clean, and like your lines don't want to be jagged or anything like that. You want it to look nice and clean. That's the whole reason that we do that. That's why sub-D modeling is so cool, because you can infinitely divide your model as long as your hardware can handle it. How are you doing, Captain Stutter? Alright, so... Was this the right? Yeah. Okay, there we go. Cool. Is there any way that we could apply high quality texture to a low poly model in Substance? Yes, actually, that's how I textured my tank. Not that it was low poly by any means. But, so generally with that workflow, we'll use like a character, for instance, right? You take your high poly character that you made in, say, ZBrush or Maya. You bring that into, and then you create your low poly character. You can bring your low poly character into Substance and bake your high poly detail into the low poly character. That's going to give you that kind of like visual representation without having this like ridiculously high polygon thing in Substance, because Substance doesn't handle that very well. And then you can work with it that way. So with the tank, I left everything unsubdivided, and it was pretty light for what it was. And then just textured it in Substance and subdivided it later. Doing good, thanks. Working a lot on UniWorks. I'm in my last year piece in like 50 days. I'm so stressed. How are you doing on it? How do you feel about it? Don J, did you hear the news of Technicolor? I did hear the news about Technicolor and Jellyfish Pictures, unfortunately. It's definitely a little rough out there right now. Having issues with the concept of baking, because I model and I import into ZBrush and add details. Then you have a high poly heavy models that can't be used in Maya. So you have to take those high poly models and create basically your low poly versions of them. So like if you're pulling anything from ZBrush, it's not going to work. Like you're talking about models that, depending on how high you got with your sculpt value, you're not going to be able to load that into Maya. So you want to bring that in and retopologize it. So if you're not familiar with like retopology, start looking at that. You're going to be using a lot of the quad draw tool in Maya to just basically rebuild your mesh and then take those high details and bake them down to your low poly mesh. It's not something I do a lot of, so I can't really speak too much to it, but that's the general process with that. Okay. So, I don't think there's anything else I really want to do with these wings. Less is more is what I'm going for with this one. So, I want to go ahead and get these supported. And I know for a fact. So, show, isolate, view selected. We're going to turn on our wireframe. So, when that's smoothed, we need to get this kind of filled in here. Okay. And then I want to get this body sharpened out a bit, so we're going to go ahead and just add our supporting loops here. I know I want to retain that. Why is that? Oh, there's a triangle. That's fun. It's okay. We're gonna make it work. What is that and why is... Oh, that's why that's not working. Okay. Forgot that I did that. This is the problem with not touching a model for a week. I forget what I'm doing. Okay. So that should maintain that shape pretty well. It does. Let's see. All right. Unit work is going okay. Hate the lighting bit of my scenes, but I love modeling. Gotten to the point where all my friends ask for help from me. Hey, that's good. That's an awesome point to be at. You can always use Decimation Master and ZBrush to give your baking software a bit of headroom. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's been a week already. I know. It's crazy. This week I feel like this week just like flew by because like I spent the entire week modeling stupid things. But it's going to be cool when it's done, I swear to God. I have a fun project I'm working on right now because I wanted something easy that has turned into not something easy, which is really unfortunate, but at least I'm kind of enjoying it. Called it. Yeah, I was looking, like, it was sitting on my shelf, and I'm like, I could model that. That won't be that hard. And then I started getting the pieces for it, and I'm like, oh god, these are horrible. But yeah, no, it totally does. Every single time I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be easy. And then I start modeling, I'm like, yeah, no, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. All right, so no, that's not good. Not good. Okay. Look at Zik, though, would be a good solving piece. I think that's why I'm enjoying it. It's like playing with a really horrible puzzle. Like a really horrible puzzle. But it's a puzzle nonetheless, so you don't want to put it down. So that's kind of where I am now. Yeah, it's for sure one of those, like, having to figure out how it works and how everything functions, and it's quite the pain. How long did it take you to model the tank and modeling retopo, unwrap, and texturing? So, the tank wasn't retopoed, so I didn't do any retopo with that. The tank itself took 127 hours in total. So, if I remember correctly, I think it was like 60 hours for modeling, about 30 hours for UVing, and then the rest was texturing and rendering. I just hear a zombie in the background. What? Oh, yeah, I know. I am trying with this epidemic sound, but I might have to change, because, like, this music is just not good. Not good, man. Alright, so... Yeah, I know. I do realize, too, like, I'm creating a bunch of Ngons. Don't worry. I go back and clean those up last. I'm just right now trying to get the shape refined. So if one of you guys is, like, sitting there stressing about the fact that there's Ngons, don't worry. They'll go away eventually. There we go. Ooh, look at how clean that is. All right. Sweet. So now this will be cool. This is gonna be fun. Getting humbled every attempt at hard surface. Hard surface can be difficult. It can be rough, but you got this. Hours is 127 hours is crazy. Does a single person do this? Oh no, hell no. So the tank was a wonderful lesson, right? Because I realized very quickly that I bit off way more than I can chew. I finished it. I'm happy that it's done, but I'm not doing that again because the amount of work that was required to get that thing from start to finish was not, like, it was worth it, but it was like not worth it, right? Because like in a traditional pipeline, you would have somebody working on the turret, somebody working on the body, somebody working on the treads, and then combining all those assets together. And then somebody else doing texturing. So like the idea of doing all of that yourself is crazy stupid. So I was very dumb to do that. But now I could say I did something really stupid and it worked out really cool. So it's like one of those, like, you can brag about it too. Even designs like this, seemingly simple and geometric, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. Yeah, you have to really like think about how and like plan your topology and your geometry flow and all that stuff. No, this is a drone. It's not a gun, or it will be a drone. I just realized that I've missed this. Okay, 3, that's better. And then we got this N-Gon to deal with here. Let's see. What are your thoughts on modeling for video game or game-ready models? So apparently it's getting a lot easier to do. Like, you can do, like, more detail stuff now. This music is too much. So, like, the idea of, like, modeling low poly stuff is, I guess, kind of getting thrown to the wind, which is cool. It's good to know. But still not my favorite thing, just because I don't like polygon budgets. Why is all of this music so chaotic? Yeah, I'm not a fan of polygon budgets. I just like to model and be able to be as creative as I want to be. And that's just generally how I like to kind of flow with things. Take it from me, I've been working on this for 3, maybe 4 months. My friends say that about being stupid. I just say that at least I did something. Yeah, you know, as long as it was something positive that came out of it. Let's see. Was the model itself divided among people? That's actually wild. New knowledge unlocked. Yeah, so for instance, if you guys watch Andrew Hodgson, he works at DNEG, and he and the other hard surface modeler who work at DNEG tag team projects, basically. And so some of the stuff that they did was like on Dune 2. They did the Harkonnen harvesters. And like those projects are massive. Those models are huge. And so they have to like tag team those things in order to build them. Generally with like large scale stuff like that, you'll divide it. Sometimes in studios, they'll pass off single projects to different modelers if there's enough modelers. If not, you have to be able to churn through projects quicker. So they'll pass one model to the modeling team. They'll model it together, throw it out, go to the next one. So it really just depends on like the needs of the pipeline. But yeah, in some cases, that is how that works. This needs to be supported. The question is, where do I link it to? All right, I'm going to use a triangle there for now. Come back to it. Cool. Let's see. Would definitely love to get some practice in on group projects. Yeah, I think that'd be a fun thing to do this year. Maybe do like a big group project or something. That'd be neat. Blew my mind that a senior Blizzard character artist can get a character done from 2D concept 3D final in 40 to 60 hours. Watched a talk by one of them a few months ago. Yeah, they're fast. Like eventually you get really fast at this. So like to give you guys an example, right? Where's my art station? Let me pull up my art station real quick here. So my ship, right? This one. This one, after I finished calculating all of the time that went into this stupid thing, was 130 hours. Which, for this project, was stupid. It should not have taken that long. This project probably should have been about 100 hours, maybe a little bit lower. But speed-wise, I can tell that I'm increasing in speed because this took 127 hours. So, like, not only did I drop 3 hours, like, project-wise, but I know that this one was, like, infinitely more complicated. And so eventually you just start getting faster. And that's one of the biggest things that's beneficial about doing this every single day and, like, working at it every single day, no matter how much time you can put into it, is you will eventually just get faster. And it's one of the best things about it is because eventually you can start really, like, churning and burning stuff. In your experience, what's the best work you can do for the market? I mean, as in salary and the buck you make from the industry. I'm not sure because I don't work in the industry currently. I know the jobs kind of, like, vary in, like, pay-wise, but I think if you look at, like, Glassdoor or something like that, you can get salaries for, like, hard surface artists and other sorts of, like, modeling artists. Those are just, you know, different things that you can do. Damn, man, that project looks insane. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a lot. I'm glad it's done because it was very detailed. I had to render half the turntable because my computer kept blue screening. So I just gave up on trying to render the whole turntable. But it came out really nice. I'm really happy with it. Multiple times during this project, I felt like I was a failure, so it was really nice to see it completely finished. And it came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Is there, like, a specific workflow or any method for cleaning up Ngons? Not really. Just kind of, like, knowing how to work them into your mesh. So if you have an Ngon, like what I just did here. So this was an Ngon, so what I did was I stretched this over, pulled it down here, and turned it into a triangle, because this will subdivide into a quad anyway. So it's just kind of learning how to work with your edge flow. Alright, and then I'm just, that's like, these corners need to be supported somehow. So this is where it gets kind of obnoxious, right? Because, like, I gotta support these corners, but I don't want to, like, increase my geometry too much. Alright, so that's looking pretty solid. And I have a couple Ngons over here I'll have to work into the mesh. But, like, for instance, like, right here. So, like, we've got this one little Ngon here. Is this a bad example? This might be a bad example. Yeah, it's not a good example. Hold on. First of all, fix that. Oh, no, here we go. So we do have an Ngon here. So this kind of, like, piles off to this. And so, like, this point right here. So generally with stuff like this, I'll take my multi-cut tool and I'll pin it out to the corner. That creates a quad, but it also creates a triangle up here, so I need to figure out, like, how to work this in. So I can delete that, and then figure out how I want to split that. Because, like, generally you'll want to terminate this to some sort of corner. It's just a little difficult because, like, I'm using that corner that I would normally terminate to. So this is one of those cases where it might be better just to, like, have a triangle somewhere. And for now, I think I'll leave it that way. But, you know, you're not going to see that triangle because it's on a flat piece of material. So it's not something to really worry about. I don't stress about it too much. Can I hear a bird in the background? You can. I finally moved them back into my office. I have 2 cockatiels. Should the geometry of a model be equally spaced apart and not packed in one area and maybe less in one area? It should be as equally spaced apart as you can get it. The last thing you want is areas of extreme density, because you have to remember, when you subdivide these things, those areas of extreme density will subdivide and get thicker and darker and just, like, worse to work with. So, like, let me say this real quick. So if I subdivide this, right? If I go and smooth this now. So you can see at level 1, nothing really happens. But if I go to like level 3, we start getting these really dark, dense areas throughout the mesh. And so these I try to avoid as much as possible unless I need them. And so technically what I can do is I can go in here and I can terminate these and let them flow through and just kind of clear all that up. Because the reality is that all I need is this little corner pinch to be supported. I don't need this running through the entire model. It doesn't really affect the shape of it, so I'm not super concerned about it. But we try to avoid this. At least I try to avoid it. You don't necessarily have to, but it's going to be dependent on like what studio, what pipeline you're working on. So cute. What are their names? So the fat, chunky one. Let's see. Right there at the food bowl. That's Miso. I know you can barely see them. That's Miso, and then Tiki is the other one that's like sitting on the ledge there. So they're cute. Is it a game asset? This? No, not at all. Depends on the modeling technique. Sub-D generally has to be as even as possible. Game mesh is low poly, generally all over the place, depending on the... Yes. I had a cockatoo once. Named her Gorgeous because she was pretty but aggressive. Had to sell her in the end and was told she was a boy. Now we know... Yeah. Cockatoos are rough. I love cockatoos, but I will never have one because they are destructive and loud. And they can bite your finger off, so the things I like to avoid. Okay. So let's look at this. So we're going to smooth that so I can figure out what it is I'm doing here. So I know that that needs to be done, so I can just multi-cut this across. All right, hold on. That's annoying. All right, let's get this as close. All right. So this is where I got to plan a little bit. So I can take that and go there, but that creates that end gone, which I don't want, but I can use this corner to kind of pull it in. Kind of solves my problem there. Okay. So that should give me the support that I want there. That pins that corner nicely. We got to do the same thing down here. Okay. Cool. And then I can just pull that through. What's up, Mohammed? How are you? Hi, stuff. What's up, Big Brat? How you doing? How you been? I'm happy to see you, man. I almost thought you were a bot for a second. I was like, oops, someone's botting. Call me hot stuff. It's good to see you, buddy. Alright, Q3. Alright, that's good. So that gives me a little bit of a sharper corner here to work with. I think what I'm going to do instead... No, let's do this. Hold on. Show isolate view selected. So if I smooth that right now, that lines up perfectly, so that's good. So I don't want to touch that. Basically just trying to preserve my edge flows. So like I want everything to line up. Does it have to? No, but I want it to. For the most part anyway. Yeah. Are you working in Maya? Yes, I am. Wait, so what are you going to do about that Engon? Which one? Was there one that I didn't see? Or are you talking about this one? I think you're talking about this one. So, did I create a new one? No. No, we're good. I'm all, wait a minute. What hang on? What are you making? So this is a drone concept that I'm designing myself. So it's based around a Manta ray, but it's got these little propulsion engines on the back, so kind of like that. Something fun. Something a little bit different. I'm already at 1 million faces. Why are you at 1 million faces? You shouldn't be that high. On your helmet? That's way too much. Do you sketch your model that you have in mind? This is the first time I've actually done that. So I sketched this out on my tablet, and then just some of the kind of like the main like mechanical functions. I'm not the best at drawing, so yeah. I don't know, I'm crashing out. Why? Drone looks like it should be the next Star Wars game. Hey, that'd be cool. Big fan of Star Wars, so I'd be okay with that. Bake it or fix the topo? You really... Michael, I know you don't want to, but you really should learn topology, man. I promise you, you won't regret it. Be kind to yourself. Learn topology. Ooh, that's a good shirt. Should make a shirt. I need to make a merch store. I've been saying it for years. Okay, so that stops there, which I don't necessarily like. How is that functioning? In the way that I don't want it to, so that's cool. I thought I did, or I was a little less than decent. We'll say decent. You should put that on a shirt. No, I think I should. I think I agree. You got holding edges on there to preserve the shape, but no actual topology for the mesh itself. So imagine you've cranked up the divisions to get it smooth. Wait, oh, did he post on the Discord? Hold on. Let me see. Oh man, yeah, that shouldn't be 1 mil at all. Did you subdivide it like 40 times? Like, what happened? That's crazy. Let's see. 1 million. 1 million's wild. I mean, it can be, for sure. My tank is disgustingly high polygon, so when I subdivide the tank, it sits at like, I think it was like 10 million? It was either 10 or 12 million. It's bad, whatever it is. This is why you subdivide pieces when you need to. It's, yeah. This week just started learning Maya. Nice, very cool. Are you enjoying it so far? Me and my laptop would get nervous at 10,000. And I'm at 10,000 right now, I think, right? Let's see, what am I at? Nah, I'm only at 52,000. Okay, so I'm way above 10,000. Mine starts to fly, so no problem. What's up, Rohan? How are you? Though I think being stingy about poly count so early. I mean, you know, it's okay if you are. Like, it's totally fine. I just like not being stingy. What are some of the tips you would give people starting out in Maya? Take it slow. Don't stress about it. Follow my YouTube channel because there's lots of good tutorials on there. And just, you know, don't be afraid to try new things. There's tons of tools, and there's a lot of hidden tools too, so. Accidentally minimized my chat. It's the top piece. It's 801,000. Can you post a wireframe so I can see what it looks like and I can tell you where they're all coming from? Definitely buy a shirt that would say that. On the back it should say something like, don't look at the poly count. That's a good idea. I need to do a merch shop. I just need to bite the bullet and do it. Alright, so I need to support this now. So I try to do these like interior a little bit more because they're going to spread out. So we want them to spread out and look kind of even. I'm excited because at the end of the month, I'm going to go get my 3 favorite projects printed on like really nice paper. And I'm going to put them in the background on my wall. So I'm going to get them printed on like some really nice like poster paper and then frame them. I'd wear that. It seems like it would be a good idea for a shirt. Not going to lie. Okay, so definitely too sharp there right now, so we gotta fix that corner a little bit. This is what I was worried about. Maybe not so much now. Let's see how that looks without wireframe. It needs a little bit of refinement, but not too bad. Okay. Everything else is lining up really well. This will be a nice little area for rockets to live. I think that just needs to be a little bit sharper. As much as I don't want to make it sharper, I have to pull that a little bit. No. It's one thing I hate about modeling is sometimes it doesn't really remember what you were doing or trying to do. I don't know, maybe I'll do a poll on Instagram, see if people would be interested in merch. What's your favorite project you worked on? I'm torn. I'm very torn because there's the tank and there's the ship. I'm immensely proud of the ship because I jumped way out of my comfort zone for that. I emailed an artist who had no reason to let me use their art. And, you know, I still think that's my favorite project because the original artist, I think I tagged him in here, didn't I? I didn't tag. I don't think you can tag him on ArtStation. Maybe you can, I just don't know. But Martin did the original concept for that one. Nope. That's not what I want. Where's artists? Oh, has he been posting new stuff? Ooh, he has been. So the original concept, where is it? It's down here somewhere. Was part of his Project 77 series. And honestly, there is a deep part of me that wants to redo this now that I know what I know, because I started this at the beginning of last year when I modeled this. And so, like, now knowing what I know, I'm like, oh my god, I'd love to just redo this. But that's, like, hyper-dependent on, like, me actually wanting to, like, use the time for it. So I think the ship is still my favorite, by far. Because, like, it was my first major project. But the tank is sneaking up there. It's sneaking. Let's see. Don't look at the poly count as wild. Why Maya and not Blender? I've been using Maya for like 15 years, and I'm just really comfortable with it, and I like it. I'm not a big fan of the way Blender handles like traditional modeling stuff, so I tend to just not use it. I do have it, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe someday I'll do like an exclusive Blender project or something, but Maya is just something that I really enjoy, and I know it's a really nice niche that not a lot of people make content for, so it kind of works. Hold up, it was subdivided by 3 instead of 2. Now it's at 500,000 or something. Sorry, yeah, it should still be way lower than that. I'm a bit confused. I was using Maya for 3 years, and I switched to Blender. Is it good for my 3D workflow? whatever works to get you the results that you are trying to get is what's good for your workflow. Like software, it's just a tool. So if you want to use Blender. Just make sure you know the base concepts. Like the biggest thing and the biggest problem that I have with a lot of artists who use Blender is they completely take all of the guidelines of like how you're supposed to build stuff, and this is for the people who actually want to work in the industry, right? Like if you're just doing stuff on your own, like it's cool, like whatever. But if you actually want to go into the industry and do this stuff, like you can't ignore things like topology. You just can't. Like it's so important to learn that stuff, and like it is getting a little bit more like malleable, but the thing about Blender is it works so heavily on using things with geometry nodes and stuff like that that like for me it takes a lot of the kind of traditional process out of it, and so people never learn it. So that's my biggest gripe with it. Otherwise, like there's nothing wrong with it. Like I'm also not a fan of the interface, but that's a nitpicky thing. Now just knock off another 0 and you'll be good. Yeah, 50,000 would probably be solid for the top of that. I think 500K is way too much. I'm thinking I might do another panel right here. I don't need to, but I want it. The question is, though, how do I want to do it? Connor Sachs. Blender users who fail at topology will fail at topology in Maya, C4D, etc. It doesn't exactly. It is a fundamental 3D skill that a lot of people just ignore because they're like, oh, cool, I can do this stuff with geometry nodes. But it's like, don't get me wrong, geometry nodes are cool. It's cool that they do that stuff. But if you want to work with professionals, you got to learn that stuff. Are you working in symmetry? No, I don't usually work in symmetry in Maya just because it's kind of janky. Sometimes I will, but yeah, right now I'm not. I don't know if I want this that close to that. I want it close, but not that close. So we're going to do this. Excuse me while I manually do this for no reason. Geonodes are for procedural parametric modeling. If you're trying to use them for regular modeling, you're using them wrong. Yeah, that's the problem, is a lot of people use them for regular modeling, and that's what kills me. Because, like, you know, if you do modeling in Houdini, that's all the same thing. It's procedural stuff. It's when you get the people that are like, oh, I could do that in Blender in 10 seconds. But okay, but turn your wireframe on, it looks like trash. So it's just one of those things, like, you do have to pay attention. Like, you do have to learn this stuff. But software is just a tool. Like, it's only going to take you so far. Let me think here. This is usually what the process I'll follow when I'm sketching out my panels, just so I can kind of get an idea of the feel of them. It also lets me make sure that they're separated enough from the main geo. Excuse you. Okay. Perfect. And then I'm just going to take this, go across here. Or not. Okay. Really like John Dickinson's videos on topology. He actually takes viewer submitted models and walks through in real time how he'd correct them. So I haven't seen his channel. Let me look him up. John Dickinson. John Dickinson. 3D. Oh, no, I have seen this dude. Yeah, I've actually watched a couple of his videos. Yeah, I like that he goes through stuff like that. I just didn't recognize the name. Yeah, I've actually learned a lot of the topology stuff that I do from him. I learned most of it from Andrew and On Mars. But, yeah, he's got some really good videos, too, especially if you're using Blender. All right, why... I feel like I'm having a brain fart here. Or is it just this corner? It's just the corner. Hold on. There we go. All right. Just a little brain fart. Okay. Awesome. I'll check him out later. Yeah, he's a good channel for sure. Did you say you use creases earlier? I don't. I just, Jesus Christ. I can like never get them to work properly, so I just don't really use them all that much. It's probably something I should spend some time like working on and actually like learning, but I just don't tend to use them. Because the problem with creases is like generally it doesn't hold up when you like take it into like something like Substance Painter, so like there's always like weird issues. So I tend to not use them unless it's like going to be something that actually works across applications. That's not what I wanted to do, but it's fine. It always misses something. Okay. Sweet. And I'm out of caffeine. Let's go. All right, so this one I think will be like a side flip. So like it'll like lay flat and then like flip to the side. I'm not going to split this one, but it does need to have that continuing line through it. So I want to make sure that feature gets added across the model. Another really cool modeling video series is by Master J 2001. He goes through an entire 8-hour process of modeling a Warhammer 40k Space Marine helmet. Oh, damn. Let me look him up, too. Come on. All right, fine. I'll Google it. I forgot to subscribe to him. Let's see. Master J 2001 Space Marine helmet. Have I seen this stuff before? I feel like I've seen this guy's channel before, but I'm not sure. Ooh. I like his thumbnails. Those are really nice. Yeah, I haven't seen this guy before, but I'll have to check his stuff out. I like his tutorial, or his thumbnails. Sir, again, what YouTube channel name? Show me, please. For what? For the other one? What's his name? Michael or John Dixon. John Dickinson. I follow him on Insta. Nice. It's always terrifying to like find out like who I do follow and then who follows me back. I'll like jump on Instagram and go like look for somebody and be like, oh, they're following me. Oh, okay. And like I just found out about their existence, so I feel bad. But it's funny because like people say like there's not a lot of like 3D creators who are doing educational stuff, but there are quite a few. You just gotta find them. Not to be confused with not to be confused with the historical figure. Okay, so we'll do a test fit on this. Do a very slight bevel. In fact, that actually was that too much of a bevel? No, that's good. Just enough to show the panel gap. Peekaboo. It's nice having the birds back in here. I missed them. Okay, so the issue that I'm having here is that it's not enough. Just pull that in a little bit. I think that's enough of a gap. Yeah, that should be better. Should look different too when it's smoothed. Yeah, that should be right. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Let's see. Do you have any good sources for object outlines or blueprints for references? I don't generally use blueprints. If I am like working off of something, it's usually a piece of concept art. And I'll get whatever I need or whatever I can from that artist, and then I'll just kind of dig stuff up from there. But as far as like getting blueprints and stuff, I really don't know, unfortunately. Might have to go watch that. Oh, I follow. Oh, he does challenges for individual random stuff on Insta, like cups and weird triangle patterns, like armor plates. Oh, that's cool. That's fun. I like it when people do that. That's something I want to start doing eventually as well. Okay, so we need to add our edge thing here. So let's go ahead and do that. Make sure this lines up. Yeah, sure. We'll call that good. Call it good. Do a multi-cut. Okay. Just got to remember it goes down by 2. Sweet. Okay. Thought I was done with modeling. I guess not. Why? What'd you find? I mean, just remember too, like, you're never really done with your projects. Like, you just kind of have to put an end to them. Like, I could have easily worked on the tank for another, like, 100 hours, but, like, eventually you just gotta say, okay, cool, I'm good. Time to work on something new. And then you can be stupid like me and start 2 projects at the same time. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Go back. Was it this one? Ah, shit. Maybe it was this one? I think it was this one. Okay. I wanted to like that song. Because I'm fixing oh, okay, I got you. Yeah. It's important. You gotta make sure it's like at least somewhat optimized. That's the biggest fault with my ship, is it's like horribly unoptimized because I didn't know what I was doing. Gots to be careful. Okay. Beautiful. Support that edge. Right! Are you ready? Oh, it's 9 o'clock. Oh shit, it's 9 o'clock. I got 30 minutes left. What's up, everybody? Welcome on in. Roy, thank you for the raid. I was chasing storms. Did you catch a tornado? Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in, everybody. I am working on a manta ray-shaped drone that I have very cleverly named Manta. So, this is what we've been working on. I am a 3D artist, if you don't know who I am. My name's Matt. I go by Cryptic Visionary, and this is the stuff that I do. Thank you so much for the raid, dude. How was the stream? Yes, and almost every... Wait... Yes, and almost the other way around. Nice. They almost got sucked. Oh, that's fun. That's cool. Thanks so much for the raid, buddy. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well. Get some rest. Do that after stream care that we all have to do. Are you hanging around tonight, or are you going straight to bed? This is a good song, too. I will hang out. Nice. Sweet, man. Well, it'll be good to talk to you, because I haven't talked to you in a while. If you guys don't know, Roy's the reason that I have birds. So, blame him. See, Roy, they're back. Sleeping, but they're back. Tiki's pissed at me, but... they're here. Alright, so that's good. The only thing I don't like about that is it's now, like, pinching this. So I need to figure that out. Oh. Bro, that wasn't... Oh, oops. I wasn't paying attention. Crap. There we go. That's better. And the pinch is gone. Okay. This group sounds kind of like Metallica-y. I'm here for it. Nice. Let's see. I'm the same with two projects. It's a terrible thing I'm doing. Japanese setting for uni, but my spare time I'm doing Death Stranding inspired Ooh. That's a game I really need to play. I've never played it. That's exciting. The art style in that game is amazing. Yeah, I'm working on this and then my secret project, which I'm not announcing yet. But I'm hoping to release it by the end of the weekend. OMG, I was trying to remesh Motif, and I accidentally got the face count up to 4 million on one part. Oh, how? Yeah, why are you remeshing? Shift I. Okay, so that looks like a sink right now. That needs to not look like a sink. So let's fix this up a bit, because I kind of didn't do that, and I probably should have. Okay. So this will be kind of a really, like, hollow, like, wing thing that we'll have to build out some of, like, that framing metal that they use in, like, airplane or aircraft. So that'll be kind of a fun project. Is that supported or no? It is now. If it stopped there, that means it stopped down here somewhere. Oh, maybe not. Oh, yep, there it is. Shoot. Hold on. Technically. Technically, that makes a quad. Watch this. Smooth. And it's a quad. Is it right? Yeah. But it works. Alright, that should be enough to support that now. So that's less of a basin looking thing now. And everything should fit together nicely. And because I pulled that forward, it now looks wrong. How far forward is that? Oh, oops. I was like, what is going on? There we go. That just still looks like garbage. Why does it still look like garbage? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, shoot. I see. Ebenesh, hi, how are you? I was just messing around wondering what I did, and I moved the slider to face count skyrocketed. That'll happen. That'll happen, dude. Where? Oh no. Don't tell me that. What? Good lord. That is a good reminder. I'll save once I'm done with this loop cut here. Okay. You know what I just thought of? What I should have said earlier, because somebody asked about staying consistent. Streaming, really good way to stay consistent. Surprisingly good way to stay consistent. I don't know why that just popped in my brain, but it did. There we go. Okay, so we're now... We should be clean. Good.
Do it!
Do it!
Just do it!
Oh, let's see.
Don't let your
Hey man, I got a
dreams be
3D question for you.
dreams.
Is there a way to offset multiple faces at once with their own origin points, like in Blender? Yes and no. If you're extruding, yes. Outside of it, no, I don't believe so. That's one of those like quality of life features that would be nice to have. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some things that Blender has that I'm like, that would be wonderful. But maybe someday. Change this origin point. That's not gonna work. Okay. Starting to wonder if that's going to be a good idea or not. Maybe if it like goes up and then pops open. No, I'm going to have to think about that one. It's a forever project. You just said you wanted to end it. I guess it's a part ways giving yourself social pressure. Kind of. Yeah, I don't know. It just helps to like have a set schedule and get on and stream and work on a project. So I think that helps a lot. Matt, I love your tips and tricks in mind. Thanks for putting it out there. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate you. Need faces. Oh, need multiple faces. Need multiple faces offset inwards. I don't really know how to do each one, but separately. So try this. This is generally how it works for me. So say I want to like offset all of these. I think this is what you're asking. So like we want those all individually. So you'd extrude it, you turn keep faces off, and then boom. So now you have individual control over each one of these, and they're all going to scale evenly. I think that's what you're asking. That's the only way I know how to do it, though. I want to finish it, but will I ever? No, I can't respond without violating multiple community guidelines. Oh, that got me. I love that. What's up, Z? How you doing, man? That's literally it. Thanks. Yeah, you're welcome. That's a neat hidden tool that a lot of people don't know about. I need to actually do a quick tip on that. I don't think I have done one on that, so there will be another. Oop, hold on. Stop, Instagram. There we go. All right. I guess I'm back up to being able to stream for longer than an hour again on Instagram. It hasn't died yet, so I guess that's good. How you doing, Z? It's good to see you, buddy. All right, so maybe that would be better to have it like flip up and then have something come out. I don't know. Just trying to think of how else I want to like work on this and work into this. I want to have like a lower panel here. This is where I'm going to start looking at like how I can carve some of this information into the model itself. So I want to do as little with height maps and bump maps on this one as possible. So that's why I'm spending all this time doing paneling. That's something I recommend everyone do, is that when you are learning and you are like working on stuff, whenever you're picking a project, make sure your project is set to challenge you in some way. Really important to make sure you're always like challenging yourself. So like it can be as simple as like adding a new tool into each project you're working on, but like whatever you're doing, just try to like add something new in there that's going to make it just a little bit more difficult for you. That way you learn. Okay. All right, so Shift I. All right, so this one is going to be kind of funky. I'm actually going to just extrude this one inwards. I just want to make sure it's set up properly, though. I have, like, PTSD from doing panels on the ship because, like, everything went wrong with them because I didn't understand what I was doing. So, like, I'm trying to make sure I'm, like, real meticulous this time. But ideally, I want these to stop right there. So, thinking this screaming music kills me, man. Does that have lyrics? I don't know if that has lyrics. It's only a minute long, though. Okay. Fine with it, as long as there's not, like, screaming. Let's see. I'm well, thank you. Good, man. It's good to see you, dude. Let's see. backup career from when my application as a hard surface modeler for Roblox falls through. What am I modeling? Andreas, this is a drone that I designed, so I'm working on wing paneling right now and just kind of modeling some stuff into it. This is a new project for me. Okay. So I want to make sure this has the same support that the top has. And then I just need to decide where I want it to terminate, and I think it'll just terminate over here, so... Ah, perfect. Okay. Need to stop trying to do that. Okay. I think that'll be a good way to kind of end it there, and I'll do that there. All right. Goods up. Have a good stream. Catch you guys on Discord. See you later, Tamuzi. Have a good one, man. That's awesome, dude. Go for it, man. You were awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm an okay dude. Let's see. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna grab these. Pull one off there. Pull one off there. It's gonna create a triangle there, but I'm not super stressed about that at the moment. I'll come back through and figure that out in a minute. Alright, so now the last thing I gotta do is figure out how to drag this across. So, same thing up here. We're gonna grab this. Go straight across. Okay. And then once we're done with this panel line, I'm gonna go ahead and kill stream for the day. Nope. Hold on. Aw, did that kill the whole... It did. Damn it. Okay. Alright, that's that one. So now we just need to do this one. There's jingle bells in this, which tells me it's Christmas music. Yep. This music kills me, man. But I have to use it, otherwise I don't... Otherwise I get copyright stricken. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so now just select all this junk. This is hopefully going to just work. can feel my pinky cramping. I think I ended that one. Yeah, I did. Okay. Get these added. I thought that would be faster, but we're dealing with such small lines that it really wasn't. All right, that should be all of it. All right, cool. So we're going to go ahead and extrude that in. And hope to God it just works. Looks like it did. Beautiful. Okay. So now we can take that, select the inner ring and the outer ring. They're going to kind of fail just because this isn't fully... That's not wanting to select anything. Okay. It's just these corners. Okay. Alright, so we're going to bevel. Mesh is being bridged. Must be... Oh, oops. Wrong tool. Okay. So we're going to turn chamfer off. Just a basic bevel. Call that good. Okay. This is going to look like crap on the corners, but there we go. Gives me that nice panel line, and I went the wrong way, but that's okay because I can do one over here too. But now I've got this nice detail that cuts in, and it kind of just goes with the flow of this geometry-wise. So now the rest of this detail, like rivets and stuff like that, I can either model in if I want to, or I can texture them in. I'll probably texture the rivets in just because I don't want to model them. But this is going to be an interesting one to kind of finish up and work with. But all right, so we're going to save that now. Save scene as revision 8. All righty, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and say that's going to be it for tonight. Everybody on Instagram, you guys are the first ones to go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Appreciate you being here, as always. I'll try to be a little bit more active next week. I was just horrendously, I did not want to do anything with social media this week. So next week, expect some more stuff coming back. But you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all in the next one. So Instagram, you guys have a wonderful night. All right. YouTube, same for you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching. Always good to have you here. I'm going to go ahead and end stream, and then on Twitch, we're going to raid out. Swapped from the Instagram to the YouTube. Hello. Hey, welcome. Sorry, Caravan, I missed it. Wait a minute. Hold on. I just got a bunch of messages on YouTube. What's going on? Let's see. Captain Sutter, we'll see you next time. Have a good one, man. Caravan Lurker, awesome. Good night. Have a good night. You too. Where did... Somebody posted something about Mudbox, but it didn't come through. Why didn't that come through? Huang, I'm sorry. For some reason, I didn't see your message. I don't know why that didn't come through. But Mudbox doesn't update anymore. Why does Autodesk not integrate it into Maya? So it's partially integrated into Maya, which is why we have the sculpting tab now. It just is not very good. So you can do sculpting in Maya if you want to. It's just not great. I don't think Autodesk wants to try to corner the market that's already cornered by ZBrush. So hopefully you're still there. I'm sorry I missed your message. I don't know why it didn't come through on my multi-chat thing. Yeah, that's weird. All right. But anyway, YouTube, you guys have a wonderful night. I'll see you in the next one. And then Twitch, let's go ahead and raid out. So let's go. Let's see. Where's